13. I was wondering what you guys have for the 13 book here.
If you walk all the way back to the very back,
Okay.
the door you see right down the hallway, it's WashU Archives, Special Collections.
On straight ahead?
Yeah, the one you see right there.
Okay. Thank you.
Go in there now.
Thanks a lot. I am looking for the 13 book. Been from out of town. I don't know if you guys still keep it here.
We do. I have to see your IDs.
Okay.
Are you former members or current members, or
What's that?
are you current members or former members, or?
Oh, I'm not
13?
I'm not a member.
You can't see it then.
I can't see the book.
No?
What's the? You have to be a member?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
really?
have to be a 13 member. You have
Oh,
to see
I had a
photo
friend.
ID.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I had a friend who told me that I could come in and just take a look.
No, afraid not.
No? Okay.
Yeah, that's just protocol, nothing personal.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is WashU holding a book for 13?
Why are they holding a book for 13?
I mean, is it? I thought that WashU didn't have anything to do with 13.
Well, the University Archives holds lots of collections that are of historical interest to the university, including 13s. And part of their provision is that we don't let anyone see it unless they have a picture ID that can confirm that they're a member of 13.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. So as a student at this school, I can't see the book?
Nope. You have to be a member of 13.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure.
Are there other books that you guys keep in the archives that I can't see?
Well, with regards to what?
To 13, like the history or?
No, it's all spelled out in their book, and again, regrettably, I can't issue it to you unless I have a photo ID.
Okay. Well, thank you.
Am I being recorded as well?
Yes, sir.
Because
We're doing a show. We're just doing a documentary on 13, just the whole deal.
I see. And you run that through Jim Burmeister with Public Affairs?
Yeah.
Jim Burmeister in Public Affairs? I thought Jim Burmeister was the 13 advisor. Turns out it's the same guy. And from what we've heard, he's a great guy. After all, he's been voluntarily advising 13 honorary for 35 years. The honorary is so fond of him that they refer to him as Coach. That said, it seems that as a representative of University Public Affairs and 13's advisor, he may have a special interest in determining what information about 13 is available to the public. Woo TV has learned that Burmeister spoke to Greek Life director Karen Johns after she made comments in Westhoff's article that were critical of 13's non-disclosure policy. When we contacted Johns this year, she wouldn't comment for fear of getting in trouble again.
Karen also feels, from what I've spoken to her, that it's a community event, and let's call it a community event. You know, obviously there's charity involved and there's money going to charity, but kind of call it what it is. It's an event that builds the community.
Even after our trip to the library, we still had no idea how much money 13 donates to charity.
From what I can find, it seems like if they're raising money in the hundreds of thousands of dollars, and it seems likely that they are, the charities that I've found that they have reported how much their donation has been, you know, less than 1% of that, it looks like.
2 charities disclosed the amount they received to Westhoff a year ago. We wanted to check on his numbers. We called the CEOs of each charity that 13 has donated to in the last several years. Most of the CEOs told us that they couldn't release the information, that 13 honorary had made that a condition of the donation. One charity told us that not only did 13 ask their donation to be anonymous with the amount disclosed, they asked that it also be confidential, so that neither their name nor the amount of the donation could ever be disclosed to anyone. Epworth Youth and Family Services, the 2002 beneficiary, told us that they didn't recall any agreement made with 13, and that they received $14,500. The Make a Difference Center also disclosed they received an overall donation of $8,500 in 2001. With an estimated 120,000 people attending the carnival, most people we talked to thought the number would be higher.
Like, I would say $20,000 or maybe even more.
I know it's thousands. I can only believe since there's like thousands of people that come, they should make a lot of money on it.
15 grand, maybe.
I'd have to say about $1,000.
50,000? I don't know.
I mean, I'm sure they raise like quite a bit from what I hear. Like, it's not like they do make a lot of money on this. So.
I would hope that after everything is said and done, between $50,000 and $60,000.
What would you guys say to me if I told you that $8,000 goes to charity?
Of this I'd say you're hopefully pulling my leg if that's really what is the figure. I mean, they don't release the number.
Figure, I'll drop to my knees and cry.
If I told you that $8,500 went to charity a couple years ago.
I mean, you know, you got to...
From Thurtene honorary?
Total of the entire event.
What if I told you that on this lot there's over $100,000 spent by fraternities to create this carnival?
So what suggestion would you have?
And then what if I told you that I was just literally throwing money on the ground because I didn't need it anymore?
These people must be under the impression that the carnival's primary purpose is to benefit charity. But Thurtene already told us that's not the primary purpose of the carnival. In that case, why does the actual amount given matter? In Thurtene's written statement to WooTV, they offer another explanation for their refusal to disclose. Additionally, they say, many factors can influence the money raised at the carnival. Weather, economy, and national tragedies are several examples of circumstances that have impacted the carnival in the past.
No, I don't think that makes a lot of sense. I mean, they say something like they don't want people's expectations about this to be on a charity event, and if they really don't want that, then they should just stop advertising that it's a charity event at all, if that's what they're really concerned about.
Their reasoning for it is because, you know, they don't want people to associate this with just charity. And if we raise less money one year and more another year, they don't want people to have higher expectations for the years to come. Do you buy it?
I don't buy it at all.
Stated in their response letter about, weather could affect it, economy could affect it, as to how well the turnout is, how much they raise each year. Well, that's true for any charity, but it's not a good excuse for not being accountable. You know, if they gave X amount of dollars one year and then the next year, it rained all weekend during the carnival and they weren't able to give as much, well, then certainly they could easily explain that. But when you just sort of have a black hole of not knowing what's going in, what's going out, what the expenses are, I can't find any good reason for that type of excuse.
So why are the numbers so low?
Well, I have no reason to think that they're skimming off the top. I mean, I have every reason to think that it's just an expensive carnival and costs a lot of money for the rides, for the skits, just to put the whole thing on. It's really an expensive endeavor.
Oftentimes whenever you're talking about special events fundraising or cause-oriented marketing, there are oftentimes a great number of expenses involved in putting on an event like this. And there are three key pieces of information missing in this equation. How much money is actually being brought in from the event? What is the dollar total of expenses that are coming out of the money raised, and then how much money actually ends up at the charity. And in this situation, we actually don't have any of those figures.
It seems reasonable that the event's overhead is so high that there's little left for charity. Student groups pay Thurtene to use the lot, even though Thurtene gets the lot for free. As far as the cost of the amusement park rides,
we give a percentage of the ride grosses to the committee, to the Thurtene Carnival.
So Thurtene actually generates revenue from having rides at the fair. In fact, this representative told us that Archway Amusements gives a higher percentage to Thurtene honorary than they give to organizers of other carnivals. Why?
Because this is a charity, you have a bigger percentage that we give to the committee.
Because it's a charity event?
Thurtene also has at least one corporate sponsor each year, presumably to cover the carnival's overhead. Surely it costs them money for electricity, garbage pickup, security, and the RV that they rent for the week. But without their financial records, we're left in the dark, and it isn't unreasonable to think that the carnival is turning a significant profit.
I read in the paper like 120,000 people, so if they got like $1 a piece, would that be $120,000? Wow, that's a lot.
But even if Thurtene doesn't bring in a substantial profit, shouldn't the individual groups be giving a lot of money to the chosen charity? What's going on with their money?